5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Weekend confirmed.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Hey there, Weekend Confirmers. It's Jeff Cannata here with 2 N's and 1 T with your question of the week. Today's question comes from @AC5891. Catchy little handle there. Who asks, how could you change the mindset to the classical gamers about the ecological problem created by manuals and plastics? It's an interesting question. Clearly he's referring to the fact that games are printed in using fossil fuels, and that creates a lot of material that needs to be deposited in landfills. The good news is, for someone concerned about that issue, you don't really have to do much. It's happening already, and it's happening on its own, and it's sort of it's the natural progression of where the industry is going, and I think that's great. When I was a kid growing up, video games would come in boxes like this big. You know, a PC game would come in a box like that. I remember games coming with cloth maps and stones and all kinds of accoutrements inside. And while that stuff was all cool and good, the idea of adopting the DVD case format, I think, has shrunk everything down and created less stuff in the world to fill up our landfills. And of course, the digital distribution movement, not really a movement, the direction that the industry is going for digital distribution is really going to be the thing that changes all of that. Now, he asks, AC5891 is concerned with changing classical gamers' opinions. And I can sympathize with someone who grew up with those physical objects, those big, glossy, interesting-looking physical objects, and wants to display them on the shelf and hold them in his hand and feel a connection to that thing you bought through a physical object. And I think it's certainly a trade-off because there is a certain joy to that. But for the wide majority of people who play video games, that's not going to be the thing that they're buying. That's not what they're in for. I think it could be interesting to have two purchasing options. One a digital distribution option, one a purely digital option that has no physical fossil fuel product, and one that is maybe a collector's edition type of a situation that you can put on your shelf. And I think probably we're going to move toward that, and probably that physical thing is going to get phased out altogether, so it'll happen on its own. But thanks for the question, AC, if I can call you AC, and I'll see you next week.